YouTube, there is no firearms in this video. Morning at the range. Morning at the range, yeah.
Welcome back to the Airgunner YouTube channel. In this episode, we will be shooting the Barra 1866 CO2 rifle in .22 caliber. It has been sent to me by Airgun Source Canada. This is my second/third time shooting it. We did a video testing the open sights and the point of impact with those. They have kind of 3 settings. I also tested the trigger. It feels pretty good. I did not test the weight. I forgot my trigger gauge again. I just remembered that. But the trigger is definitively pretty decent for a plinker. The action also worked very good. I had a little issue with one CO2 cartridge not getting pierced, but I've tested it in the backyard while zeroing the red dot that I just got on there, and it seemed to work fine if I screw it in further. I thought that was far enough, but the CO2 tube is kind of hard to screw in even without the CO2 cartridges, so you really gotta go up to when it is tight for real and then you stop. We'll try that today and see if it works fine if you use it right. I got a few pellets with me, from expensive to mid-price to cheaper pellets, to see which accuracy we will get with the red dot now that I can see something. It is around 15 degrees Celsius out here and I'm not in the sun, so this is not the perfect weather for CO2, but we will take a few shots at the chronograph at first to see what it looks like. Merci à Robert sur Instagram pour ça, gratis, merci. Let's stop rambling. I will load the CO2 with you guys just to show you how I did it, and if it doesn't work right, if we can see if it is my fault or the gun's fault. Those are honest reviews and you should leave a like for that. After that, I will do most of it one camera style to save time and make this video shorter and more informative, to see accuracy and not me saying things like wasting your time like right now. Loading it seems to be easier upside down, but make sure to not break your sights if you do that. I will be using silicone oil on both cartridges again. Zoop, zoop. I did hear a cartridge pop, but it is not all the way in. This is where I've stopped last time and it did not work. So you want that to be tight for real. Not extra tight, but tight. So this will be about what I'm comfortable with. Let's try that. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention, the barrel is freshly cleaned with a patchworm kit. It did work pretty good, and we'll shoot a few under the chronograph. Those are Craftsman hollow point 14.3 grains. Again, it is like 15 degrees Celsius out here, so this might not be the best it can do, but it will give us a good idea of if the first shot is pretty weak and if the 2 others are fairly consistent, even though Craftsman hollow point 14.3 grains are not the most consistent pellets. I said I will not chalk, so this little airsoft chronograph has been doing great in the shade yet, so if you are always in bad lighting, this might be better than a Caldwell. 359. $359 again, or $351. So we are not getting quite the advertised velocity. It did record all of the shots. We got 2 duplicates and 351 after that. We are shooting fairly fast in 15 degrees Celsius with cheap pellets. That's lower than I thought, but still fairly consistent. We might need to try that in warmer weather in the basement eventually, but today's episode is an accuracy test. I think I will start with JSBs because starting with cheaper pellets might dirty the barrel faster. I don't know if you can tell by the way those gooses are flying, but there is a little bit of wind at the range, okay? I will go ahead and load those and enjoy the target cam footage out there at 10 meter. I'd forget that there is not any targets on my paper, so I will put Splatterburst 1-inch targets. 2 CO2 cartridge, 3 shots under the chronograph. We start with JSB RS 13.43 grains, I believe. Again, the barrel is fairly fresh, so it might throw a few ones at the beginning. We will see. All right, I think it started pretty good, but then it went a bit meh. That might be because of the weather, it might not. We will try other pellets and figure that out later. I will put the rifle like 5 minutes in the sun just to give it a chance, and then we will try most likely the JTS 16.08 grains. It might have been a little bit less than 5 minutes, but the rifle is definitively warmer. Let's try that. Those definitively did slightly better. This would be 1 inch, so this is about 1 inch, maybe more for this one, and maybe 3 flyers. There is a bit of wind, and this is a low velocity air gun, so that's not horrible. Now we will try the Meister Kugelns 14 grains sent by Scavenger Nick right there. I will put the rifle in the sun like 3 minutes again, and we do that. Rifle is definitively warmer than it was again. This is not the perfect weather to do that, but I don't have 10 meter in the basement, so we're still doing that. That's definitively not bad. I think that's pretty much 1 inch if we don't count the ripped paper and this big flyer caused by the Sportech shop. Don't buy from Sportech, okay? Scavenger Nick did learn that this instead you can buy from Airgun Source Canada and get some very nice shipping. That will not do that. Anyways, I will stop talking smack and put the rifle in the sun. Then we will try one of the 2 Crossman pellets that I got, most likely the hollow points, because I got the best 5-shot group with those yet. So Crossman hollow point 14.3 grains after I've let this thing warm up in the sun a bit. And this is why you don't pick your best pellet based on a backyard 5-shot group. It did not seem to do too good today. In fact, they still did better than the JSBs at the beginning, maybe. Who knows? Anyways, I will put it back in the sun a little bit. If we did pierce only 1 cartridge, we should be getting very low on CO2 pretty quick. I will still try to shoot 10 Crossman Ultra Magnum domed 14.3 grains right there after that, and then we might shoot like 3 under the chronograph again to see if we still have CO2. Just like he said, Splatterburst 1 inch target. Well, that got things super confusing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and who knows. So yeah, not great. Clouds are not really cooperating, but I will put that in the sun and take a few shots under the chronograph just to see. I will be using JSB 13.43 grains again. Good old Robert chronograph. 412. That's more than we got at the beginning. What a crap. 416 and 408. Usually the first few shots are the most consistent, but apparently not for this one. Maybe it has a bit of valve lock for the first few shots, but that will not make sense because the CO2 is regulated at 800 psi. Maybe it was just not warm enough, but I don't know. I will test that more later, but we do get around 410 FPS with 13.43 grain pellets, and we still have CO2 in there for sure. I guess now I'm too curious not to waste more JSB pellets, so let's do that. Alright, so we shot 10 RS, 10 GTS, 10 RWS, 10 hollow point, 10 dome, so 10, 20, 13, 40, 50, 56 with the chronograph shots. Let's take 10 shots with the RS because the CO2 seemed to be a bit slow at the beginning, and we'll see if it does any better. One, two, three, four, five, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, maybe something like it. So that's definitively not the best pellet for this gun. It did like the JTS and RWS better for sure. All the points are still can sized, but not the best. I think I will take a few plinking shots with the RWS until I notice the CO2 dropping. Alright, so I got it loaded with 14 grain Meister Kugels, and we are going to take a few plinking shots just for fun. Hopefully we won't lose these shells, and yep. I think that was I don't remember where I was hitting. I will check that first. Yeah, I was hitting I. Hammer is not cocked, so I did not cycle another one. The last one did not eject much, but that really does not happen often. The action is really working really nice yet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I did not see any power drops, so I will load 10 more of those. If I pan like that, yeah, we can see the birds. This was a lot of fun. I got 10 more in there. Let's do that. I totally forgot the can on the bottom, so let's shoot at that. Did it bounce? It definitively did. We did not penetrate this can with flat nose pellets yet. Let's try again. I don't think so. Decocking. It might not be the most accurate CO2 pellet rifle ever, but the fun factor in plinking is just awesome. I like it. Picking up the shells is not as fun, but I did not lose one yet, and I'm playing in dirt and stuff, so 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. It is still very fun to shoot, so let's load more. Hopefully this will be the last 10 shots because I need to go home, but it does have a pretty good shot count. So the last one, nope. Was that? Nope. Bit of a stovepipe on the last one. Honestly, if you don't think this looks fun, I don't know what you need. By the way, if you use them in a muddy area, this might happen, so you might want to bring a Q-tip, but be careful because this can go out with the Q-tip. So yeah. By the way, I did discover today that this color might be squishing softer skirts, and that the tip of it might be a bit small for some pellets like those favorites, which is weird. Maybe it just sizes them to the barrel size and it likes that, but yeah, just know that this might reduce the pellet choice, but I think that this is decent accuracy for plinking. We are having a lot of fun and it works good enough. Those .22 caliber pellets seems to do a pretty good smack on those cans, definitively a lot more than your classic Red Ryder, and the action is also way more fun, so that's definitively a winner in the plinking category. I got 10 more in there. I will fire one under the chronograph, fire a few at the plinking station, and then see if it dropped. I don't know. It did not record, that's for sure. I don't know if I forgot to put a pellet in there. That almost happened like 2 minutes ago, so maybe. I restarted the chronograph, but this is my very first time having issues with this one. This one was 296, so we are pretty much out of CO2 already. You get around 90 shots maybe. That's pretty damn good for a .22, around 410 FPS. It should not be that slow. They are also tighter. I don't know, but I assume this is the CO2 getting lower. So let's empty like 10 more on that and figure it out. I should still have like 8 in there. I will put those 2 back in and have fun. It is already cooked, is it? Yeah, I did remove the fired one, so I don't know. Oops. That was a dry fire. It is definitively getting very low on CO2, so we'll stop there. But this thing is still as fun to shoot as a Red Ryder when it is out of CO2, so I like it. Let's do a quick recap of what we did today. We tested 5 pellets, 10 shot each from 10 meter, and we did not get impressive accuracy, but as you might have seen after that, this is plenty good enough for plinking. I will most likely try more pellets with this red dot later if the weather is friendly enough with me, but you know, that was good enough for shooting cans, that's for sure. It might not be the most accurate, but it is probably one of the most fun air rifles that I've shot in my life. I don't have a lot of experience, but I think it is worth it, honestly. If you are into replicas and having fun more than putting holes in paper at the same spots, this is it. Basically, I will say this is a bit like a Red Ryder, but way nicer. This is exactly the kind of rifle that you want if you just want to do some training and have fun in the backyard while not really caring. By the way, it is pretty quiet. It is really not that loud. Anyways, that will be about it for today. Stay tuned for more videos on this thing and the final review for Airgun Source Canada. Thank to you for watching. Thank to Nick for the pellets. Thanks to Rob/Etienne for the chronograph /flush. Can you stop? There's like 15 crows. I'm out of CO2. Where are you? Hey, I said there was 15 crow. I better see 15 crows. There's none. I almost forgot myself, but you don't want to leave CO2 in there for too long. We will take them out. I believe that both cartridges got pierced because I got less shots last time, but we'll see that together. This is the one that got pierced by the valve. Not bad. This is the one that got pierced by the screwing cap thingy. So we did get a nice piercing on both, so it was operator error for the last video. Yet I would say that you get around 40 shot on one cartridge and maybe around 90 on two. Who knows? Anyways, I forgot where I was in the outro, but make sure to check that out on Airgun Source Canada and make sure to subscribe to see that more often, and thank you.